welcome to Maths Solution. For our lesson today, we shall be looking at some miscellaneous questions under the quadratic equation series. If you recall, we have been talking about how to solve quadratic equations. I would advise you, if you have not viewed or watched our past videos on solving quadratic equations, please, after this lesson, I would like you to go back and watch this series on solving quadratic equations, and you have perfect understanding of the lesson. Now, for our today's lesson under miscellaneous questions, we are going to take the first question on the board. And if you observe the question on the board, it says 3 power 2x plus 6 times 3 power x equals to 27. Now, for us to solve this problem on the board, the first thing we are going to do is to observe the first term, which is 3 power 2x. The idea here is to write 3 power 2x to resemble 3 power x. You can see they are almost alike. The difference is that the power here carries 2x. So what are we going to do? We will apply the power law of indices here. We write 3, then instead of putting the 2 first, we write the x, then introduce a bracket, and then we write the 2 outside the bracket. That is the first step we are going to take. Then we write every other thing the way it is, as plus 6 into bracket 3 power x. Then we bring this to 27, which is plus 27, to this side. It becomes minus 27, and then everything equals to 0. Now, the next thing we are going to do, since we have arrived at 3 power x and there is also 3 power x here, we are going to make a substitution by saying, let's pick any letter. So for me, I'm picking let y equals to 3 power what? 3 power x. Now, what that means is that this equation will now turn to y squared. That is what it will turn to, y squared, because the y is replacing 3 power x, and this 3 power x carries a square, so here becomes y squared. Then you write the next thing there, which is plus, then 6y, since y is equals to 3 power x, so we are writing it, we are replacing 3 power x with what? With y. Then we write minus 27 equals to 0. So you can see that we have arrived at a quadratic equation. So what do we do with this quadratic equation? We can either decide to use perfect square, we can decide to use the factor method, the completing the square method, or the formula method. So for me, I think we are going to use the factor method here, because we look for the two factors of minus 27y squared. By now you know what I am doing. If you multiply y squared by minus 27, you arrive at minus 27y squared. So what are the factors there? We have plus 9 and minus what? Minus 3. So here we have y squared, then followed by plus 9y, and then minus 3y, then minus 27 equals to 0. So if you observe these two factors, if you simplify plus 9y minus 3y, it will give us what? Plus 6y. And if you multiply, it's going to give us minus what? 27. That's the reason why we chose these factors. Now, for the first two terms, you see that y is common, so we'll write it as y into bracket, then we have divide y squared by y. We have y, then followed by plus, then divide 9y by y, we have 9. So we take what we have there and also transfer it into this second bracket, and then we simply divide. Plus minus is minus, then divide 27 by 9, that gives us what? 3. So there you have it. We have arrived at this point. Now we are going to group the HCF, which is y minus 3, and then we have y plus 9, and everything equals to 0. So either y minus 3 equals to 0, or y plus 9 equals to 0. So what this means is that from here we can say y equals to, okay, let's write it out in full so that you get what I'm saying. y minus 3 equals to 0 or y plus 9 equals to 0. Let's take this up here. Now from here, what are we going to do? We take our minus 3 to this place, we have y equals to 3. Then, or we take our plus 9 to this side, we have y equals to minus 9. So y has two values. So these are the solutions of this quadratic equation. But don't forget what we did here. We said that y is representing a value. And what is the value? 3 power what? X. So therefore, where we have y, if we replace it with 3 power x, then it's going to be equals to what? To 3. This 3 carries an invisible power, which is 1. So what do we do from here? We cancel the base. So this number at the bottom here, 3, is the base, while this x here is the power. So since the bases are equal, we strike them out and equate the powers. So therefore, the value for x is 1. Now to this other side here. Now if you observe what we have here, which is y minus equals to minus 9. This y is 3 power what? X equals to what? Minus 9. We cannot proceed here because of this minus 9 that is here. So the only solution for this question is that x is equals to 1. So we say, so x is equals to 1 is the final solution to this problem on the board. I believe you understood the lesson. And please, if you have not viewed our previous videos on solving quadratic equations, I will advise you to do so, and also come back to this video again. You understand every step that has been taken. Please don't forget to like, leave a comment in the comment box, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell if you have not done so already. I will see you in my next lesson.